USPAP page 95. Advisory Opinion 16. Standards Rule 2-1, states, in part, each written or oral real property appraisal report must clearly and accurately set forth the appraisal manner that will not be misleading. The content of the certification in Standards Rules 2-3, 4-3, and 6-3 requires the following disclosures. I certify that, to best of my knowledge and belief, the reported analyses, opinions, and conclusions are my personal, impartial, and unbiased professional analyses, opinions, and conclusions, and my analyses, opinions, and conclusions were developed, and this report has been prepared, in conformity with the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. The Conduct section of the Ethics Rule states, in part, an appraiser must not use or rely on unsupported conclusions relating to characteristics such as race, color, religion, national origin, gender, marital status, familial status, age, receipt of public assistance income, handicap, or an unsupported conclusion that homogeneity of such characteristics is necessary to maximize value. Appraisal report content. An appraiser must ensure that his or her appraisal or appraisal review opinions and conclusions are objective and do not illegally discriminate or contribute to illegal discrimination through subjective or stereotypical assumptions. Impartial in the use of terms or descriptive phrases in place of factual information in a report imposes particular obligations on an appraiser to ensure that the user properly understands the report and is not misled. An appraiser needs to have, and should report wherever possible and appropriate, factual information to support the use of terms or descriptive phrases that reflect a scale or rating of a market or property that affects value or marketability conclusions. If such factual information is absent, an appraiser should clearly disclose that the rating or descriptive phrase is the appraiser's opinion but that no factual information was available to support that rating or descriptive phrase and ensure that the use of the term or descriptive phrase is not illegally discriminatory. An appraiser should research the actions of participants in the subject's market to identify factors having a direct favorable or unfavorable influence on marketability or value. Failure to extract pertinent market information, e.g., sales, rents, occupancy rates, expense ratios, capitalization or discount rates, construction costs, depreciation, or exposure times from the subject's market could produce conclusions that are misleading and/or illegally discriminatory. Appraisers should exercise care that comments made in a report will not be perceived as illegally biased discriminatory. Factual descriptions, rather than subjective phrases, allow the user of a report to draw his or her own conclusions. The use of terms that reflect a scale such as high, low, good, fair, poor, strong, weak, rapid, slow, average, or the like should also provide contextual information that properly explains the frame of reference and the relative position of the subject property on the scale. For example, if absorption is stated as rapid, the context of the rating should be cited as well. Rapid, relative to what? Competency situations such as those listed below require specific research and competency to avoid the use of unsupported conclusions. The property is designed to suit the needs of a protected group. There is little or no transaction information available on similar properties. The property is in a market setting where similar properties have not previously existed. Market conditions are not similar to the conditions prevailing during the time frame in which previous market transactions occurred, or there are financially subsidized rental or ownership programs. Illustrations. 1. An appraiser is completing an assignment in an area where crime activity has recently been publicized. The appraiser considers the use of the term high crime area This is a subjective term that may be understood by the appraiser but may mislead the client. This term does not provide the evidence that the appraiser used in making the observation. The appraiser may provide specific reference that is factual and objective, e.g., 1 crime per 100 people or 1 crime per 1 million people, but may still mislead the client. If the appraiser is to be competent with these types of statistics. The Advisory Opinions 2018-2019 edition, The Appraisal Foundation.